All right, so here is a 3D model of the Galaxy A70. It's a nice one. Let's go back to the screen. This is the main screen here, and it is one of the most beautiful devices in the world. And yeah, but we're going to focus on the spec sheet here, and it has a glossy finish. Man, it just looks beautiful. The charging port you can see from there. It's not really visible. It has a single speaker setup to the what side is this again? Oh, to the right hand side. Okay, see right there. There's the charging port, and you can see nicely. It's quite the design, isn't it? Glossy finish. Who doesn't love a glossy finish at this point in life? Uh yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that pretty? Isn't she pretty? She is pretty, isn't she? Okay, there we go. Let's give it a whirl. There you go. Beautiful phone, beautiful phone. And the thing is, this phone, if we look at this phone, this it comes in three good colors, three sorted colors. And there you go. And if we go to the phone specifications, let's see the phone specifications right here. Oh, I turned off my data. Okay, I was listening to some TFK. If you guys don't know what TFK is, they're a really good band. So yeah, my data is back on. It has a 6.7-inch display, and this is just not any display. This is Samsung's most beautiful display. Okay, no, it's not Samsung's most beautiful display, but it's one of Samsung's biggest and brightest displays. It maxes out at 180 or 1080. It's a 1080 by 240 2400 pixel screen, a megapixel screen. Never mind. It has a really good 32 MP camera, and this camera can support HDR because the camera quality is right there, right under there. I don't know if you can see it, but just to be safe, we shall give you something to look at right there. And that's one of the best parts about this phone. And not only does it have that, it also has a 6 GB RAM and an 8 GB RAM model. This according to Android specs, these are really good. Why Android have more RAM? Because there are a lot of software developers for Android, and some make console games. So if you want to run a console game on an Android phone or on a device, it will be better if it has more RAM, even for iPhones, but only a few. That's why Apple doesn't really have most console games there available, but it does have some mobile games. 4 GB RAM is standard for most mobile games, but the more RAM, the better the software, the better the multitasking and everything. Despite that, uh well, I don't even know which one to use, despite or inspite, but never mind that. And then we come to this. This is something. This is one of the best features about phones, Android phones in general. They pack in a lot of battery. And yes, I know you have seen videos saying that the iPhone 60, the iPhone 14, 13 has a better battery life than the S20. That's upon purchase, but give it a month or two, they both dial down to at least 8 hours, 7, 8 hours, somewhere there. But yeah, the iPhone does perform better because of its optimization. It has a big battery. The screen doesn't really drain much power because the pixels for Samsung devices, all these pixels need power, and the display is that large. The display is this large, so I don't think you would obviously be like, you know what, yeah, it makes sense. That's why Samsung phones and everything drain faster. But the best part about it being an A series phone, the A series, is that these phones in general are good for daily use. And compared to the S series, if the S20, let's say if the S20 has this battery life, the S20 will last longer than this, simply because the S20 has more features going for it and it won't have a lot of things to consume power. But this is a solid 2-day battery on, if for mode for what's the word I'm looking for general purpose. For general purpose, or for average user consumption, this is a really good battery. Actually, this is a really good battery. So we're going to check the standby time, but first let's dig into the settings. It came out in 2019, March 26th, on the 1st of May. And there are the The dimensions, it has Gorilla Glass 3, which means it is strong but not as strong, but it is strong. Plastic back, plastic frame, single seam, nano seam. Oh, it also has a dual seam model, which is really cool. But the dual SIM model is standby. So which means this is one of those phones like the S7 where you can either use an SD card slot or you can change a SIM tray and get the one with the dual SIM um if a dual there's a tray with a dual SIM and then there's a tray with one SIM and an SD card slot. I think you have seen those SIMs trays before. If you're into tech, you probably know that. This one maxes out at One UI 3.1, which is still good. I'd prefer 4, but 3.1 is still good. It's Android 11, so it's really good. And it being One UI means you have one of the best softwares on the planet, brought to you by Samsung. So it's really good, and it being Android, which means you have most features. Most people, I don't even use most of the Android 12 features. I'm still in between 10 and 11, a little bit of 12, but yeah. I usually don't use the Android 12 features because they're nice, but I really don't use them. It has a good chipset, a good processor actually, and an octa-core. All that is there, but the phone will perform really smooth on a lot of days. The camera, it does support 4K video. It has an 8MP camera, a 32MP camera. This camera is actually really beautiful. I won't lie to you. This is one of the most beautiful cameras. It even has a better camera setup than the S10 itself. So if you're into photos and everything like that, this is the phone to go for. You go for the S series if you want more. But yeah, the video recording is right there for selfie video. It's really good actually. You can also do the HDR right there. I think you've seen it already. I don't even know why I'm lighting it. And yeah, this is one of the best phones for cameras and for not. This is one of the phones that non-geeks use. So like I myself, I'm a geek, so I'm supposed to be in the S series or the Note series or the Mi. If I'm going Xiaomi, then that's the Mi 10 Ultra going up. If I'm doing Huawei, that's a P series. Then if I'm doing Apple, that should just be every Pro Max phone. The Pro Max phones are for fanatics. So if you have a Pro Max phone and you have an average consumer, you're just going to be like, okay, it's a cool phone, but I feel like it's like last year's phone. That's because it is, and you don't usually utilize the features. And yes, it has 25-watt fast charging with this big ass battery right there. So this two go hand in hand. The big battery, the 25-watt charging, beautiful stuff right there. So I'd really recommend this phone. It's one of the best phones here, I tell you. And yeah, the screens, if you do break it, you can replace it and everything, but it's all right. It has a bit being a Samsung phone, which means it has some good speaker quality as well. You have Dolby Atmos, and it's also tuned by AKG, of course. So yeah, that is one of the best thing. Apple is now using Dolby Atmos, but for its if only if you're playing music on Apple Music. So you should get to utilize that feature, and you can only utilize it nicely if you're using another iPhone with AirPods Pros, which I can provide for you if you're really interested at lower rates, or the quality is the same thing. And I bet you have noticed the endurance, like I talked about right there. But this is standby time, which means you can go somewhere around it, but depends on how you look at it. But this is one of the best phones out there, so I would really recommend this phone. And going back to the looks, that's how it looks like. It has 3 assorted colors. You probably saw it before. So yeah, this is one of the phones you should pick up. And make sure to like and subscribe. So yeah, sorry for boring you or anything, but I was just saying the brand is Samsung. You have 1, 2, 3 colors right there. So yeah, you should pick up one of those. You should really pick up one of this. I use this one, and then I use this one, the bluish one, the closest I have to blue. And then for this one, I just have white. So I just use this one. Oh, that's a W, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. And my name is David. Sure, of course, there I am looking all messy as usual, but yeah, thank you for staying and actually watching the video till the end. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. But yeah, see you in the next one. See you in the next one. Okay, peace out.